This is Nancy, your over 40 princess. Tiara off. It's time to dish dinner on Wednesday. My 3 biggest complaints of the week regarding hair, nails, or any other kind of beauty. My first one. Do you want me to unsubscribe? Is that what you're going for here, Marie Claire? Oh, it's not just Marie Claire. It's Vogue and Harper's Bazaar and Allure. Yeah, you know why? Everybody in here looks like they're starving to death. Alright? The average American woman is a size 14, 16. I am not telling you to put a size 14, 16 model in there, but we've got to be able to do better than, dear God, give me a sandwich. I am a size 0. I am 113 pounds. I am fat compared to these women. Of course, they're all taller than you, too. I'm 5'2". Then they have this, one of their editors is plus size, and they have an article that she does every month, and they call it Big Girl in a Skinny World. Now, she's probably a size 18. Okay, maybe she's a 16. When you're photographed, it's 18, 16 thing is really hard to figure out. And she looks pretty normal to me. She's heavy, yeah, but she's pretty, and she dresses well, and she's not a big girl in a skinny world, except if you're looking at the world of magazine editors, then I guess she would be, because they're all wraiths, and they all wear sample sizes, unless the Devil Wears Prada is way off, and I don't think it is, because I've read some other stuff. She's a big girl in a big world. In the United States, the average woman is a 14, 16. That's not a size 2 or below in juniors with no hips and no boobies. That's a woman. A woman is in a size. J-Lo is a size 6. People think she's fat. Grow up. She's not. I'll never forget when I finally hit the weight to be a size 14. And I was too small for Lane Bryant, because their 14s run to women's sizes. They're a little lusher in the hips and the breasts, the breast area than I was. And they weren't tight enough in the waist, because I have a little bitty waist I always have. And I was so excited. I got to go into Bebe. Talk about your Julia Roberts Pretty Woman moment. The woman in there looked me up and down and said, "You are too big for our stuff," and turned around and walked away from me. And now that I'm a size 0 or 1, depending on the cut, you won't get my business. I wouldn't even buy your crap used. I'm sorry, but there are more tactful ways to handle it. And you know what? You shouldn't stop at a size 12. You should stop at a size 14 or 16. Bill Blass once said that he would never manufacture clothes for plus size women because they couldn't look good in clothes. True story. True story. It's in a book about being overweight and dealing with it that I read about 20 years ago. Well, guess what he's doing now? That's right. Under that name, they're manufacturing plus-size clothing. And I wouldn't buy anything if it was the last piece of clothing on earth, and it was $1 on sale, and it was originally a $10,000 cashmere coat in the most extraordinary fabrication and with the most beautiful hand-embroidered Tibetan whatever on it. I wouldn't buy it. Bill Blass could not convince me to purchase it. Because if you didn't like me when I was 320 pounds, you don't like me now. Because that means you didn't take time to find out that I was a person with a discretionary income. And I had more of a discretionary income then because I was working full time. Rant over. Now on to the next rant. This one really pisses me. The other day I saw some man on YouTube dressed up as a woman speaking with what I can only call the most stereotypical African American accent I'd ever heard. And maybe because I'm a woman of color, Native American women are women of color, even if I'm white as a ghost. I'm more easily offended, but I don't think so. I don't get offended when people call me an Indian. I don't get offended by any of that stuff. But he was making fun of the Asian women on YouTube that do hair makeup videos. Buddy, I've learned a lot from those women. And they've got feelings and they're human. And you implied that the only thing they were good for was doing nails or being on their knees. Well, you flat out stated it. It's not funny. It might be funny to you and your drunken friends, but I have news for you. There are more of them than there are of us. And this culture is becoming heavily Hispanic and heavily Asian influenced. All of our makeup is made in China. Almost all of it. There's one factory in the US and it pretty much does organic stuff. I am tired of this us against them tribal BS. I have as many Asian and as many African American women marked as my gurus, and I'm going to get to them. I have quite a bit actually, as I do white women from England. Can't get more English than white women from England, although there are a lot of Indian women in England. Oh, and Indian women too. I just love the way they do their makeup. Oh my god, I want Indian gurus. I want more Indian makeup gurus on YouTube. More. Because that is a look I love. I showed you my bindis. I wish I had more. I've got to go to Bombay and grocery and get more bindis. The last thing I'm going to rant about. Oh, and then he put makeup all over his face and ghetto style, he said, and I just, at that point, I just turned it off because my offensometer had gone through the universe. It's unbelievable. And there are very few things that offend me racially to the point where I'll be like, I mean, I'm really interested in other people's viewpoints and attitudes, and they're certainly welcome to them, but what he was spewing was ignorance. It wasn't funny. Racial jokes aren't funny. Stereotypes aren't funny. I'm sure some exist for a reason, but do I remind you of a slow-talking Indian in any way of the world? No. I'm making a video. Can I just do it 2 minutes more?
No, I got a pencil in my backpack.
Okay, that's really awesome, Possum. You got a pencil in your backpack. That's from my autistic friend.
See?
Yes, but can I talk on this 2 more minutes? The last thing I have to complain about is this. If you message me and ask me to subscribe to your videos, I'll be happy to look at them. However, select who I watch very carefully. I will do one of two things. I will either subscribe on the spot and ask nicely for you to subscribe to me, or I will ask you to subscribe to me and do a trade. I had one lady who was very sweet. In fact, you're going to see her tomorrow on my Unsung Heroes because she does great nail polish work in Tiffany Blue, which I did Tiffany Blue today, but I didn't do what she did. I basically just made a mess. But I'm having fun. And I subscribed to her immediately and said, would you consider subscribing to me? With no expectation of subscription, because I had things to learn from her. The other woman didn't really fit my style, but there were things I could learn from her.
I got this.
And I have to look at a pencil now. There are things I could learn from her, and I asked her, would you consider subscribing to me? And she said, hell no. Really? If you aren't going to do this for just one viewer, this isn't your 15 minutes of fame. This is YouTube. You're not going to get famous on YouTube. Oh, a couple of people have gotten lucky. Mostly, you're just going to have fun. That's what you need to do. So, thanks for listening. Play with your